It's Tuesday, everyone, and you know what that means. It's time for the Sports Report. My name is Emma Lightfoot, your host for today's episode. Coming up in today's sports news, the Oklahoma State Cowboys face off one last time against the Wichita State Shockers. OSU men's basketball guard enters the transfer portal, and several Cowboys look for a place in the National Football League. More on this coming up next. After a series loss this weekend against Texas Christian University, the Cowboys fell to number 8 in the national rankings. However, they still sit at the top of the Big 12 Conference in second place and look to take first with a win tonight in Wichita, Kansas. In tonight's matchup, the Shockers look for a last-ditch effort to improve their 13-27 win-loss record as the regular season begins to wind down. For the Pokes, this game is a must-win if they want to stay in the top 8 teams and earn a bid to the College Baseball World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. For the past month, infielder Marcus Brown has been consistent at the plate with a .317 batting average, which ranks second among the Cowboys to Jake Thompson. Brown also owns a 12-game hitting streak, the longest streak by an OSU player this season. And once again, I have to mention Justin Campbell, the sophomore pitcher out of California who now proudly owns a strikeout total of 95 on the season. In the series opener against TCU this weekend, Campbell racked up a career high of 14 strikeouts. He currently leads the Big 12 and ranks 6th nationally with his strikeout total and looks to reach 100 by the end of this weekend's series against the Texas Longhorns. Tonight's game will kick off at 6:30 p.m. at Riverfront Stadium in Wichita, Kansas. Be sure to follow the game with live stats on okstate.statbroadcast.com or real-time updates on Twitter at OSU Baseball. Now for some Oklahoma State basketball updates. With this past season acting as a rebuilding stage for Cowboy basketball due to their ineligibility for the NCAA tournament, several players put their talents on display with nothing to lose. One of these players is Isaac Likely, who was a foundational player for the Pokes, finishing his senior season averaging 7.1 points and 5.5 rebounds per game. As Likely enters his grad years of college, he has chosen to forego the 2022 NBA draft and enter the transfer portal as a graduate transfer. This is some unfortunate news for the Cowboys, who are looking forward to the upcoming season and aiming to make it to the NCAA tournament. During his time at Oklahoma State, Likely earned all Big 12 honorable mentions after his sophomore and junior seasons, and was the second freshman in OSU program history to record more than 120 steals and 40-plus assists during his first season in college basketball. Like I mentioned earlier, Likely was essential to the functioning of the Oklahoma State basketball team and will be tough to replace. There's no doubt that the guard will be heavily recruited by other universities and will be greatly missed by fans, former teammates, and coaches here at OSU. And to end today's show, some familiar OSU Cowboy football players in Jalen Warren, Malcolm Rodriguez, Josh Sills, Colby Harvell-Peel, Trey Sterling, L.D. Brown, Christian Holmes, Tay Martin, and Devin Harper all hope to hear their names called during the upcoming 2022 NFL Draft. The 3-day event kicks off on Thursday night in Las Vegas, Nevada, and goes through Saturday. Linebackers Rodriguez and Harper were arguably two of the most impressive Oklahoma State players at the OSU Pro Day, and both are projected to go in the first half of the draft. Make sure to keep an eye on where your Cowboys end up continuing their football career while representing OSU by watching the NFL Draft on NFL Network, ABC, or ESPN. And that does it for today's show. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the Sports Report. Once again, my name is Emma Lightfoot. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 for another episode, and I will see you again next Tuesday.